Christmas week if you celebrate or whatever you celebrate. Happy that. No, everyone's different. Love that. All right, let's do our usual breathing to get into the mind base to do yoga. I know it's cold, I know it's dark. I'm glad we're all here. Let's sit up nice and tall and let's do three centering breaths together. Call it out. So let's begin by breathing in through the nose, feeling your chest expand, then breathe out gently. Feel the air as it exits your lips. Sink down into your mat, your foundation, your legs. Okay, number two, let's breathe in, sit up a little bit taller. Maybe listen to that rain against the window. And then long breath out. There's a huge birthday cake in front of you and you need to blow out all the candles. All right, last deep breath here. Let's breathe in through the nose and then out through the mouth. All right. And let's relax our whole body, top to bottom. So start with the crown of your head. Okay, imagine that there's a string from the crown of your head to your ceiling. And it's holding up the rest of your body. Relax your whole face, your jaw, down to your neck. Maybe give yourself a couple head rolls. And from your neck, feel your shoulders or notice how your shoulders feel. And then breathe down through your arms, from your shoulders to your biceps, your forearms. And then take a moment to notice how your hands feel. And wiggle your fingers. Your open palm or maybe resting on your knees. And then on your next breath, come back to your chest. Notice it expand, contract as you breathe. And down through your belly. Same thing, expanding and contracting. And then working our way down to your glutes, how it feels against your mat. And then from your glutes to your hips. Okay, maybe those are tight. And then breathe in through your legs, so the quads and the hamstrings, to your knees, down to your shins, all the way to your toes. And then notice your whole body as you sit and breathe. And we're just going to use the singing bowl to remind us to come back, just noticing how your body feels. So continue to just sit and breathe, and then I'll play the singing bowl a few times. All right, let's take one more deep breath in and hold it at the top. Then let's exhale, open up your eyes, Notice everything around you, whether that's dogs or your light. Ugh. All right, let's start by twisting counterclockwise, shall we? Let's look back behind us. Press the left fingertips or left palm into the floor. Right palm is pressed into your left knee. Ooh, and we're feeling that spine twist ever so gently. You feel your neck twist as well as you turn the chin into the shoulder. And then let's come back to center. Oof, let's get the other side. So we're twisting clockwise, hitting the tiny little gifts behind us. Okay, use the palm or fingertips that's on the floor. Press into the ground. Straighten up your spine a little bit more. And then exhale as you come back to center. And then let's do a sitting side stretch. So we're going to go to the left. So left palm on the mat. Ooh. Reach the right arm over your body. Keep the right sit bone planted. And turn the chin up towards the ceiling. Okay, there's a bend at your elbows. Straighten up that forearm. And then continue to reach. Active stretch. All right, let's bring the left fingertips up to the top. And then just plant the right palm on the mat. Left arm reaches over your body. And as you exhale, reach, reach, reach. Groan as needed. And then let's bring that right arm up. And then exhale as you bring the hands together at heart center. And we're going to get the inner thighs for butterfly or. So soles of the feet together. Bring the heels in towards your soft tissue, knees drop down, and then grab your feet or grab your toes and pull your torso towards your feet. Pull your belly button towards your feet. So I forgot what it was called for a second there. But feel the stretch on the inner thighs. And then deep breath in through the nose. And then long breath out, round out your back, crawl with your fingertips in front of you. And reach for me as I reach for you. And I know I've used this one many times, but that scene where Simba reaches for Mufasa. Ooh, all right, that's good enough. Let's sit back up and stand up. I'm going to take off my socks early. It's not that cold. All right, stand up. Ooh, let's do my favorite hamstring stretch. Nice wide stance. Legs are straight, toes are facing forward. Both arms reach up for the ceiling. And then exhale as we swan dive down. Okay. Ooh. You could either use your fingertips or palms on a mat, push your torso towards the back of the room, or you can fold your arms and let the weight of your upper body hang down towards the mat. It's the low hamstring. All right, let's clasp the hands behind our lower backs and reach the hands towards the front of the room. Okay, adding some shoulder action. Right now, everyone loves a good 2-in-1 stretch. I do anyways. I'm gonna force it upon everyone. All right, you can release the hands back down to the ground. We're gonna plant that right palm, right fingertips on the floor and reach the left fingertips up towards the ceiling. And really press into the floor with that right hand or right fingertips. Turn the chin and look up. And then with the left fingertips, reach for the ceiling. Give me a nice vertical line with the arm. And then as you breathe out, gently bring the left hand back down to the ground. Swap palms. Right fingertips reach up. Left palm is pressed into the ground. We're breathing, stretching. Ooh. All right, let's gently bring the right arm back down. And we're going to do some hip stretches. So let's rotate 90 degrees to the right until we come to a lunge on the right. Sorry, I called out right, but I went left, but that's okay. All right, we're in a low lunge. Then we're drop the left knee down to the mat, bring our arms and torso up to the ceiling. You can untuck the left foot. Okay, rotate the hip. Feel the stretch in your left hip. You can even lean back, arch your back a little bit. That feels good. We're going to hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to bring the arms back down to the mat or towards the mat. Back on the left toes. Bring the left knee off the mat. And then rotate back to the center. Legs are straight momentarily. And then we're going to rotate 90 degrees to the left until we're in a lunge on the left. And then let's lower the right knee down to the mat and bring the arms and torso up. Untuck the right foot. We're stretching out the right hip. We're listening to the rain intensify. You're in San Francisco. Right. Let's bring the arms and torso forward and back down. Okay, right toes are on the mat, right knee is lifted. And then let's rotate back to center, back to where we started. Okay. Release the hands off the mat. Let the weight of your upper body hang down. And then let's straighten up for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we're bringing our legs together. Ooh. Oh, hello. All right, let's do shoulders. So left arm across the top. You can stay in your wide stance if you want or not. Up to you. Or pulling on that left shoulder. Okay, give yourself one last pull. And then swap sides. So we're on the right arm across the top of your chest. All right, and then we're going to release the right arm. Let's get the left arm behind the head. Pulling on the left elbow. If you want to lean towards your right, add a little bonus side stretch for the left. Show off midriff as needed. Okay, let's straighten up and switch arms. So right arm behind the head, pulling on the right shoulder, leaning towards the left. And then let's straighten back up, release the right arm. We're going to do a standing side stretch. So feet and legs together. Stand up nice and tall. Reach the arms up. Give me a nice long reach with the fingertips up towards the ceiling. And then let's start with the right arm on the right side as we kick out that left hip. turn the chin and look up. Okay, active reach once again. And feel the stretch from your hip all the way up to your fingertips. Woo. All right, let's bring the right arm back up. And then let's drop the left arm down. And we're reaching actively. And we're breathing. Woo. Low right hip. All right. Left arm comes back up top. One last little mini reach with those hands up to the ceiling. And then bring the hands together at heart center. And keep your arms and hands there as we transition to the lower half of our body for Malasana. So medium width stance, toes facing out about 45 degrees, not 90. Hello. All right. And then drop yourself down to the mat. God, feet out 90 degrees, that'd be crazy. Whew. So we're hanging out. We're feeling those muscles in the legs, inner thighs. We'll hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's place the hand on the legs as we gently come up. Oh, oh. All right, let's do a split leg hamstring stretch. I'm going to start with my left, but you can choose whichever side. We're going to hit both. So arms are up top. My left toes are facing forward, and we're swan diving over that straight left leg. And apparently California is going to be one of the wettest places on earth over the next few days. Let's hope it stops Friday night. Anywho, drive that right hip towards the left ankle. Support yourself as needed, whether that's on the floor, on your ankle, on your shin. Ooh, and that left hamstring is starting to feel real happy. And let's bend that left knee and bring the torso up as we rotate 180 degrees to the other side. So heels are in line, right toes are facing forward, arms come up, and let's exhale as we swan dive over the straight right leg. Okay. Driving the left hip towards the right ankle. Ooh. All right, let's bend that right knee and bring our torso back up top. And then come towards the front of your mat. Let's start our moving options. So feet and legs together. Stand up nice and tall. Arms reach up to the ceiling. And let's do our 2 warm-up swan dives. So swan dive down to the ground. Reach for the ground. Reach for your toes. Come up to flat back. And then as you exhale, round out your back, reach for the ground, eyes up, head up, reverse swan dive to the hands are at the top. And then swan dive down, up to flat back. Enjoying this little stretch here. And then exhale, round out your back, eyes up, reverse swan dive. Hands are at the top. And then let's begin. Swan dive down, up to flat back. And then as you exhale here, plant both palms on the mat and step back into a plank position. And let's chaturanga down into an upward dog. Okay, return to plank and then give me a push up and into our first downward dog of the day. Let's hit those calves. So bend the left knee and drive the right heel down. Right leg is straight. We're feeling the right hamstring. And then we're going to switch. Bend the right knee, drive the left heel down. Okay, push the floor away with those palms. Arms are straight. Let's return back to the right, bending the left. And then we're going to return one more time to the left. And then let's straighten both legs. We're going to do a sun salutation. So gently walk the feet towards the hands. Then reverse swan dive. Hands are at the top. Exhale as you swan dive back down. Up to flat back. And then round out the back, planting both palms. Step back to plank and chaturanga down into an upward dog. Back to plank, push up here and into downward dog. Okay, give me a little bonus push with the hands. See if you can drive both heels down a little bit closer to the ground. All right, let's do our crescent pose. So bring both feet together. Let's start with the right leg up into the air. Ooh. And swing that right leg through and plant it in front. Bring the arms and torso up for crescent pose. And left heel reaches for the ground. Hands reach for the ceiling. Breathing. All right. Bring both hands together at heart center as we come to prayer twist on the right. So press the left elbow into the right knee. Hands are stacked. Right elbow is facing the ceiling. And we are praying for this rain to stop overnight on Friday so that the weekend is clear. I have intention today. All right, let's bring the left elbow out. Bring both arms back up top. We're in crescent pose. And as you breathe out, bring both arms back down. Plant both palms. Right leg comes back to plank. And let's chaturanga down into an upward dog. Okay, back into a plank. Step both feet towards the hands for our sun salutation. And reverse swan dive. To the hands are at the top. Swan dive down. Up to flat back. Exhale, round out the back. Plant both palms. Legs come back to plank. And let's chaturanga down to our upward dog. And return to plank. Push up here. And into downward dog. We love a good downward dog. Okay, feet and legs together. Let's float the left heel into the air. Then swing it on through and plant it in front. And arms come up for crescent pose on the left. That right leg is straight. Right heel is reaching down towards the mat. Front knee is tracking over the front ankle. We are feeling that right hip. And let's bring both hands together at heart center as we transition into prayer twist on the left. Right elbow is making contact with left knee. And we continue to pray. The rain to end by the weekend. By the powers combined. Settle with the breath. And then we're going to return to our crescent pose. Reach both arms up towards the ceiling. Give me a little wiggle with the fingers up top. And then bring the arms and torso down. Plant both palms. Left leg comes back to plank. And let's chaturanga down to an upward dog. Okay. Return to a plank position. Walk the feet towards the hands for a sun salutation, and reverse swan dive. Hands are at the top. Swan dive back down, up to flat back. Long exhale, round out the back, plant both palms, step back to plank, and then chaturanga down to upward dog. Okay, back to plank, push up here, you're still with me, and into down dog. We're back on the right leg for warrior one, so feet and legs together. Bring that right heel up into the air and swing the right leg through and plant it in front. And as the arms come up, the left heel comes down for warrior one. Square up the shoulders so they are even, facing forward. Settle with your breath. And then turn for warrior two, arms front and back. Arms and palms are parallel to the ground. And then let's dip back into reverse warrior. Don't put all your weight on that left leg. Right fingertips are reaching for the back of the room. And then return to warrior two. Let's do a twisting triangle pose this week. So turn your torso towards the front. And then reach forward with your left fingertips, not your right. And when you can reach no further, drop the left arm down. Right fingertips reach up for the ceiling. Turn your chin and look up. Okay, we're going to hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's pop back up into warrior two. And then dip back into reverse warrior. Back to warrior two. And swing that left arm forward and up for warrior one. And then as your arms come down, that left heel comes up, plant both palms. Right leg comes back to plank, and let's chaturanga down into an upward dog. Okay, back to plank, step the feet towards the hands, and reverse swan dive. Hands are at the top. And then long breath out as you swan dive back down, up to flat back. Okay, round out the back, plant both palms, and step back into plank. And let's chaturanga down into an upward dog. Oof. Back to plank, push up here, and into downward dog. Still loving downward dog. It's a core move. It works our core. Anyhow, left side. Feet and legs together. Float the left heel up into the air. Then swing it on through. Plant it in front. Drop that right heel as the arms come up for warrior one on the left. Okay, arms are parallel. Fingertips reach for the ceiling for warrior one. Then let's rotate the arms forward and back for warrior two. Okay. Arms and palms are parallel to the ground. And we're breathing. All right, let's dip back into reverse warrior. Left fingertips reach for the back of the room. Right hand is resting gently on the right leg. And let's return to warrior two. And then okay, you can place your right hand or left hand on your left side and reach forward with your right fingertips. And you can reach no further. Drop that right fingertips or right palm down to the ground. Left fingertips reach up for a twisting triangle pose. We're breathing, stretching, chilling. And then 3, 2, 1. Let's hop back up into warrior two. Arms front and back. dip back into reverse warrior. Back to warrior two. Okay, swing that right arm forward and up for warrior one. And then bring the arms and torso back down as that right heel comes up. Plant both palms. Step back into plank and let's chaturanga down. Upward dog. Okay, back to plank and into downward dog. Okay, let's just gently bicycle the legs in this downward dog. Settle with your breath. All right, mentally getting ready for chair pose. So walk the feet towards your hands and bring your feet together. Bring your knees together. Bottom comes down, arms come up for chair pose. And give me a straight line from your glutes all the way to your fingertips. All right. And keeping the torso still, gently straighten up your legs. Get off your heels. Okay, balancing on the balls of the feet and your toes. Reach for the ceiling. Feel those calves working. And then let's take a deep breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, bring the heels down to the mat. Bring the hands to heart center. And let's do twisting chair pose on the right. So bending the knees, dropping bottom. Left elbow is pressed into the right knee. You can even look up if it's comfortable for you. Settle with the breath. All right, let's return to center and then straighten our bodies back up, back off the heel. So lift the heels up and off the mat as you reach for the ceiling. See how high you can go. All right, deep breath in. And as you breathe out, drop the heels back down, hands come to center, and let's round it out with twisting chair pose on the left. Okay, once again, bend the knees as much as you can. See how low you can go while maintaining balance. All right, mentally getting ready for a third balance on the toe. So come back to center and then reach the arms up as you straighten up your body. Find your sub balance back on the balls of the feet and your toes. Okay, really go for the gold here. See if you can go a little bit higher than the first two times. Okay, try to touch your ceiling. And 3, 2, 1. Heels back down. Hands come back to center. I'm going to take a quick drink of water before we do tree. Oh, all right. Let's get most of our weight on our left foot and our left leg. Okay. Let's get the right foot into position. Whatever feels good for you, but stand up nice and tall. Add the arms as needed. Wherever feels good, wherever your balance is. Pick a tree of your choosing. I'm going to be a classic avocado tree. I don't know why I think it's classic, but in my head, it's a classic tree to pick. We're going to hold it for another 3, 2, 1. Right foot comes out. Let's shake out the left ankle. And let's get 98% of our weight on our right leg, right foot. Bring the left foot into position. Right. Okay. Adding the arms once again. And you can definitely use something for balance if needed, whether that's a wall or a chair, whatever. And we'll hold it for 3, 2, 1. Left leg comes out, shaking out the right ankle. Shall we sit? Let's sit. I was considering doing standing leg extensions, but nah, we don't need to do that. Holiday week. What are we doing? Let's do a hamstring stretch earlier in the sitting. Let's throw everyone off. Change up the sequence. All right, left leg is out in front. Right heel is in towards the soft tissue. Back of the left knee is in contact with the mat, or as much as possible. Arms are up top, toes are facing the ceiling, and then exhale over the straight left leg. Ooh. Okay. Reach evenly with both arms. And if you want to add the bonus side stretch, take that left or right hand and reach for the outside part of the foot. And every time you breathe out, so you can pull yourself in as you relax your body even more. Really let the stretch take over. Okay. Let's release the left side. Let's swap legs. So right leg is out in front, left heel is in towards the soft tissue. Flex the foot so the toes are facing the ceiling. Add the arms up top, and then breathe out as you reach for your right toes. Sorry, I had a moment of in my head because this present reads from the second best person ever. Thought that was funny. Anywho, give yourself one last reach or one last pull on the right side. And then you can let go, sit back up, but keep the right foot where it is, the right leg where it is. Add the left leg next to it so your lovely thighs and knees and quads and shins are touching, or calves are touching, not shins. That'd be weird. All right, add the arms up top, point or flex the feet, and then exhale over both straight legs. Where's my yoga block? I'm going to add the yoga block just for a little stability. Reminder to keep my feet straight. Okay, we're really feeling the stretch in our hamstrings. And every time I breathe out, relax. Ooh. And then we're going to release this one. We're going to do pigeon next. We haven't done pigeon in a while, mostly because I forget to do it. So find yourself in a nice push-up position to start. Okay. And then plant the right foot gently behind the left wrist and drop both knees down. Okay. Untuck your toes. We're hanging out over the right leg to start. Okay, this one always feels incredible. So we're going to go for a nice long 45 seconds. I'll let you know when to exit. I don't know about you all, but I definitely feel some glute action in this one. In a good way. All right, about 15 seconds left, or we go for the gold here. All right, let's plant both palms on the mat in front of you and push your torso up, and then reach back behind you with your left arm and pull in your left heel towards your glute, adding the left quad stretch. And let's hold this one for a nice slow 10 count. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Release that left foot. Return both palms to the mat. Right leg comes back to plank, and then let's plant the left foot behind the right wrist. Drop both knees down. Untuck the toes. Find that happy place over the left leg. Let's repeat those 45 seconds. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, 15 seconds left. Really sink down. Okay, let's plant the palms in front, push the torso up, and let's reach back behind us with the right arm, pulling in the right heel. Feel the right quad stretch out. I know I do. Let's repeat our 10 counts. I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's let go of the right foot. Let's get off the left leg. And let's do a back or spine stretch, spine section. So I'm going to roll up my mat 2 or 3 times. We're going to come into cat cow. So we're on all fours. Okay, knees are underneath the hips, wrists underneath the shoulders. And let's breathe in as we bring our head and bottom up. Press our chest down. And then exhale, round out the back, bring the head down to the ground. Then inhale, head up. And exhale, head back down. Inhale, head up. Okay, we feel that spine arch. Okay, head back down. So like trying to reach for the ceiling with your spine. Inhale, head up. Exhale, head back down. And one more cycle. So inhale, head up. Oh. Exhale, head down. All right, and then come to a neutral spine. You rolled up your mat, you can unravel your mat. All right, let's lie down on our backs for a supine stretch. Okay, once you're on your back, hug your right knee into your chest. Okay, really pull on your knee. You can pull on your shin at the bottom or lower to the bottom. And let's pull the right knee over to the left side. I was almost about to say the present side, but I realized not everyone is present to their left. But extend the right arm out to the right. And every time you exhale, relax, twist further, drop that right knee down closer to the ground. As as your right knuckles also reach down. Oh, wow, I felt a little crack there. Heard a little crack there. Let's do one more deep breath for this side. So breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Now let's return the right leg back to neutral and then hug in the left knee towards our chest. Okay, really pull it in, join that little stretch there. And pull the left knee over to the right side of our body. Left arm extends out to the left. Okay, we're also looking towards the left. Let's do one long breath for this side to round it out. So breathe in through the nose. And then out through the mouth. So you can get that extra degree of twist. Oof. And return our left leg back to center. Let's go into bridge. So plant both feet on the mat and then roll onto your shoulders. Okay, push the pelvis up towards the ceiling. And every time you exhale, push deeper into the mat with your feet. Active stretch. Say hello to your glutes and your hamstrings. And then controlling yourself as you come back down to the mat. Okay, one vertebra at a time. Boom, 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 boom. And keeping your feet planted on the mat, we're going to go into thread the needle. So keep the left foot planted, bring the right ankle onto the left quad. Let's grab the left shin, stretch out the right glute. 3 long breaths. So breathe into the nose. And then relax your body as you breathe out. Notice how the air feels against your lips as you exhale. Okay. Inhale deeply and exhale slowly. One more time. Breathing in. And then long breath out. Oh. Okay, that right glute's starting to feel real good. Let's let go of the left shin. Plant the right foot back down. Left ankle comes into place. Pulling on the right shin. Let's stretch out that left glute now. So breathe in through the nose. And then breathe out through the mouth. Number 2, let's breathe in. And exhale gently. Last time, breathing into the nose. And out through the mouth. Okay. Release the hands. Stay on your backs for a happy baby. So both legs up in the air, arms on the inside parts of the legs, but then we grab the outside parts of the feet, pulling in the knees towards the underarms. Okay. Inner thigh stretch a little bit there. And then rock side to side. Think about your spine against your mat. Okay, try to massage it against your mat. Oof. All right, you can release the legs. We're gonna sit up, come into table. We're doing all our regular stretches, just in a different order. So Feet are planted in front, palms are planted behind, and then let's prop ourselves up into a coffee table. Okay, give me a nice strong West Elm table. Think about trying to reach your pelvis up towards the ceiling as you drop your head back. And on a rickety IKEA table. They're fine until they're not fine. Okay, let's take one more deep breath. And then as you breathe out, really push your pelvis up. A super active stretch. Okay, and then let's drop back down. Get off the hands. Okay, we're gonna do frog next. We don't do frog very often. So what I recommend for frog is rolling up your mat on both sides because that's where your knees are gonna go. So remember for frog, you're on your shins, knees, and ankles. And then you're on your forearms in the front. And push your glutes towards the back. And if you notice your bottom is past your knees, that means you need to widen your knees and your ankles. Okay, it's a gentle movement, doesn't require much, but it definitely hits the inner thighs. Ooh. Okay, let's do one deep breath in. And then give yourself one last push towards the back as you breathe out. Okay, to exit for this one, come forward and onto the ground. And get off your mat. I'm going to unravel. And then we're going to do camel. I know we haven't done this one in a while either. So we're on our knees. Okay, untuck the feet. Start with the hands on the lower back and then just lean back. That's, you know, enough of a stretch for you. You should feel that in the front of your body. You can stay there, but if you want to go for a little bit deeper of a stretch, one hand at a time, drop it onto your feet or your heels. You even drop the head back and then push the pelvis forward. And if you went for the super duper option to come back one hand at a time, bring it onto your lower back. Second hand, back up top. Oh, hello. My hips definitely felt that. Oh, let's come into a child's pose as we enter our closing sequence. So knees as wide as your mat, and forward, forearms down, forehead down. Relax your breathing. Relax your whole body. Really thanking the body for everything it does. Yeah. Let's add one more bonus side stretch. So take that right hand out to the right and stack our left hand over the right. Feel the stretch go all the way down the left side. And if you don't feel it, reach your left arm a little bit further. And let's come back to center momentarily. And then left hand out to the left as we stack our right hand over the left for bonus side stretch on the right. Okay. Come back to a neutral child's pose, both forearms on the mat. We're back at center. All right. And then come forward and out of child's pose and rotate onto your back. For corpse pose. And arms at your sides. You can close your eyes if that's comfortable, but scan your body and see how you feel. See your body feels. Hopefully a little looser, a little less tension, but a lot more relaxed. And just lie down and breathe. We're going to go for 60 seconds. And I won't say a thing. Starting in 3, 2, 1. That was about a minute. Reach the arms overhead, point the toes at the bottom. Give me a morning stretch. You know what I mean? Wriggling side to side. Give me a loud groan or two. Okay, we're still going. And then rolling onto one side, resting your head and face on your hands. Settle with your breath. Take a moment for yourself here. Good job, you. All right. Whichever arm is on top, plant that palm on the floor and push yourself back up into a sitting position. Cross-legged if you want. Oh, do my favorite part, shall we? Ooh, let's do something different. If you want, you can unmute yourself so we can own together. Optional, but if you want. But sitting up nice and tall, let's breathe in through the nose and breathe out with some sound. All right, number 2, let's breathe into the nose and breathe out with some sound. And last one, breathe in through the nose and breathe out with some sound. Let's bring our hands together at heart center. And repeat after me if you wish. May you have clear and kind intentions. Let's raise our hands to our foreheads. May you have clear and kind thoughts. Let's bring our hands to our lips. May you have clear and kind communications. And then returning our hands to our hearts. And as always, the light in me celebrates and honors the light in you. Namaste, my friends.